ABC 36 News at 6 starts now.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Erica Bivens. We continue to track the latest on those power outages across Kentucky from Friday's storm as we get a look at the work underway to try and restore electricity. It's our top story tonight at 6. Now at noon today, Kentucky Utilities reporting more than 27,000 customers still without power in Lexington. And utility crews have been busy. KU says 1,500 workers from other states, including Illinois, Ohio, West Virginia, even Florida, have been assisting at the Kentucky Horse Park since early this morning. KU says this is the third most significant outage event in their system in the past 20 years. They're asking for patience.
The first phase is safety, to make sure we get to those wires that are down. We also assess the damages so that we can restore power properly, and then we go and we tackle the critical infrastructure. We look at the hospitals, the fire stations, airports, that sort of thing, and then we're able to tackle getting the homes back up as quickly and as safely as possible.
For many customers, the estimated restoration time is still days out at 11 p.m. Wednesday. A Friday storm causing extensive damage to the area, uprooting trees, knocking down power lines, and more. Many people still picking up storm debris. ABC 36's Caitlin Shive has more on where you should dispose of those items.
As you can see, crews continue to work around the clock in an effort to restore power. They've been on the ground immediately after the storms passed through, but again, it's going to be a multi-day process. And the same applies for cleanup efforts. Many people still gathering debris left over, and there's a proper way to dispose of it. Since the severe winds subsided over the weekend, the city of Lexington started letting people bring their debris to the old Frankfort Pike landfill. Anyone living in Fayette County can drop off debris from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. every day until the 10th. And the piles are already starting to get high. Mike Cox is one of the many people throwing out debris. He lives on Higby Lane Road and says he was one of the lucky ones, only losing power for a few minutes, and only a few trees were knocked over.
We lost power for approximately 1 minute, and I would advise anybody to get the check in to auxiliary generators. The power went out within less than a minute, and we haven't been without power ever since.
He says he has experienced many weather-related events in Lexington over the years. His wife stuck without power during the ice storm in 2009, but he compares Friday's storms to that of a hurricane.
Since I've been through a hurricane on a ship, it just didn't go away. This is like Kentucky got one of their first hurricanes.
Cox says since the storm, he has been helping people he knows who are still without power get their phones charged, making them coffee, and giving them food, while also cleaning up the debris around his home.
People you've known for 30 and 40 and whatever years, and they don't have power, and you do, you just run an extension cord.
Though he says he hopes a storm like that doesn't happen again.
I'm glad it's over. And we don't need another one. At my age, I don't need another one.
The city of Lexington says if you can't make it to the landfill, you can also put your debris out for pickup. However, there are some requirements to follow if you're doing that. You can find out what those are by going on our website, WTVQ.com. In Lexington, Caitlin Shive, ABC 36 News.
A lot of good Samaritans like him. All right, Caitlin, thank you. Woodford County Public Schools and Fayette County Public Schools both closed tomorrow. In Fayette County, the district says it's handing out boxed breakfast and lunches Tuesday between 11 a.m. and noon at these locations on your screen. Any student can pick up a meal for free. Meantime, in Woodford County, the district is providing a free lunch to students tomorrow as well. Between 11 a.m. and 1 p.m., children and adults in the district are invited to enjoy spaghetti and meatballs free of charge at any school location. Another check on that forecast with our meteorologist Jordan Smith in for TG. A really nice, warm and sunny day, thankfully, for those cleanup efforts that are surely continuing across the state, Jordan.
Yes, exactly. And like we've mentioned, this is going to continue for a few more days, and the cleanup will continue for several more days. So those go good hand in hand, definitely.
Yeah, good timing, that's for sure.
Yes, exactly. Mother Nature is paying us back for what she delivered here on Friday, that's for sure. Temperatures are still in the 70s here across central and eastern Kentucky at 6 o'clock. 73 here in Lexington, 72 up in Frankfort, 72 in Danville, and 75 down there for our Somerset friends. Max HD radar and satellite is completely clear. So again, we're not tracking any issues across the area, and we will keep it that way for several more days. Our next 36 hours, we'll begin to drop it off into the 60s here eventually this evening. Then we keep dropping through the 50s and through the 40s. And tomorrow morning we'll start out into the upper 40s, and then we won't rise much by the afternoon, with afternoon highs tomorrow only reaching the low 50s across central and eastern Kentucky. It's still going to look good though. We're still going to have that sunshine, still going to be dry, so that will help the power companies continue to restore power and every one of you who is cleaning up after storm damage. Wednesday, it is chilly with upper 40s with more in the way of clouds and sun. Coming up in Maine weather, we will break down when we can expect our next rain chance. Stay with us.
Well, still thousands of Kentuckians without power this evening. I want to show you a live look at the statewide power outage map right now. Just about 97,000 customers still without electricity. Remember, at its peak, more than 500,000 Kentuckians lost power. Governor Andy Beshear today saying high winds impacted immediate repairs, but he did expect major restoration to happen today. Meantime, just under
some of them still charged. A whole lot of poles that were down, so our utilities focused primarily on Saturday of making everything safe. We lost 5 Kentuckians. We didn't want to lose any more. So Saturday, Sunday, today, they are telling us are the days that they are doing the heavy lifting on getting communities and neighborhoods back online. I expect to see a lot of progress today.
Well, just under 5,600 homes or businesses under a boil water advisory in Kentucky as a result of Friday's storm. State leaders say more than 300 service connections are without water, and 10 drinking water systems are under limited operation in Kentucky. Remember, if you're under a boil water advisory, you should bring all water to a rolling boil for 3 minutes, then let it cool before consuming. You can find a breakdown of those advisories in this web story at WTVQ.com. Well, we've seen countless examples of Good Samaritans setting up charging stations on their front porches for neighbors to use, and businesses opening up their doors. In Lexington, St. Michael's Episcopal Church is open today for anyone needing a place to charge a phone or perhaps connect to the internet via Wi-Fi. The church says anyone is welcome to come in through 7 o'clock tonight, and as long as those outages continue and there's an ongoing need.
I didn't have power until late last night, so one of the conversations that I heard of people saying, need a place to charge, need a place to hang out because it's cold. And the church got power Saturday night about 9 o'clock, I think. So we just opened it.
All Lexington Public Library branches are also open until 7 tonight with power and internet access for anyone who might need it. And if you have any storm damage to your home or property and you live in Fayette County, you're being asked to report it. State and federal aid may be available depending on the extent of the damage and cost of cleanup. The city says you should report any damage to Lexington Emergency Management. You can do that online at BeReadyLexington.com, the link on your screen there. We've also linked you to it on our website, WTVQ.com. There you can find other resources available as well. Well, still ahead, transportation and safety officials now investigating 3 new incidents, one involving an airplane collision, another involving a second train derailment in Ohio. We'll tell you about the third.
And coming up after the break, we'll break down how much longer this dry stretch will continue, but then it's time to focus on some chillier air that will eventually lead to some rain chances by the end of the week. Your Storm Team forecast is coming up after the break. Stay with us.